Sandy Rios is a far right-wing Christian and conservative radio host. She had Alan West on her show recently to discuss President Obama and some of his recent decisions, and they decided to take some phone calls. Oh boy, was that a mistake. So listen to this caller. This guy is going to make one of the most incredibly outrageous claims slash suggestions I've ever heard. And take note of how Alan West and Sandy Rios immediately come back and respond after they cut him off.
I think we put up with Obama long enough. Ever since he's been in the White House, he has lied. Every word out of his mouth is a lie. So what we should do is get rid of him. And how we should get rid of him was through the Ku Klux Klan. They ought to hang him on the
Richard, I don't want to hear that. I don't, that's, sorry, Colonel West.
No, that's okay. I mean, we don't know if Richard may have been a plant to say that on your radio show, so then Media Matters, and will record it and say that Sandy Rios and Alan West are promoting the Ku Klux Klan.
That's true.
You know what?
That's true, because he was very vague about his service, wasn't he?
Yeah. This is what they do. They're very smart like that. Look, this is what we have to look at. This is without a doubt is an impeachable offense, because the President of the United States of America made a unilateral decision without consult with Congress, which he was supposed to have done by law. So once again, he sees himself above the law.
So a guy calls up, says that the KKK should hang Obama from the nearest tree. They cut him off rightly. Okay, good job. You can't do a direct threat on anybody, never mind the president. So credit to Sandy Rios for doing that and then for apologizing to Alan West. And what does Alan West do? Immediately blames liberals. An overtly racist KKK sympathizer says we should hang the president and kill him. And Alan West goes, blame the liberals. For fuck's sake, man. Have some decency. A liberal plant? A liberal plant. Okay. They haven't done that. There's no evidence Media Matters has ever done that in any situation ever. No evidence Right Wing Watch or any of the, so-called liberal outlets. They've never done a plant. Okay? But he goes, yes, it is a plant, and they're doing it because Media Matters wants to pick up the story and run with it and do this and do that. And then Sandy Rios, after Alan West floats his conspiracy theory that he just pulled out of his asshole, she's like, oh, that's true. That's true. Why? Because he was very vague about his military service. What? What does that even mean? He didn't sound like the most intellectual guy in the world. I doubt he's going to go into detail. Well, I was in the 32nd Airborne Brigade of blah, 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 blah. Me and my friend Ted, we were stationed in wherever. I mean, you have to be kidding me. So with zero evidence at all, they blame an overt racist, bloodthirsty guy who wants to hang and murder the president, blame him immediately on liberals, and then they don't skip a beat, and they go right back to bashing Obama. And Alan West casually was like, oh, this is what they do. They're brilliant in this way. There's never been any evidence that any of these guys, any of these outlets have planted anybody or done something as ridiculous as, oh, yeah, let's hang the president. Yeah, Media Matters is definitely behind that. When something like that happens, man, all sane people want to hear, we want to stop the politicizing stuff, okay, for just a minute. Just stop politicizing shit for a minute and sticking to your talking points and bashing the president no matter what he does, even when he fucking agrees with you, okay? Just stop for a minute and say, okay, pause, hit the pause button. Here's the deal, guys. Doesn't matter if you're a conservative or a liberal or a fucking fascist or a communist, okay? If you sympathize with the KKK or you want to kill the president of this country or any country, you're wrong. You're immoral, you're unethical, you're a bad person, and nobody agrees with you, and you should stop it, okay? Stop with the nonsense. That's all it takes. Look, all you need to do is take a little break, say, nobody agrees with that, this is horrendous, any good person should disagree with this. And then you go on to, okay, now let's go on with our disagreements with the president or whatever. But it's gotten to the point where, and this happened with Alex Jones too the other day, how immediately after the shooting with the Vegas cops where it was a right-wing terrorist attack. And by the way, that guy was a fan of Alex Jones. What did he do? He immediately came out and played the victim. He said, oh, this is a plot to get me, and Zuckerberg of Facebook and Obama are behind it. It's a plot to get me, and then he said, if this is the way that they could have done the false flag, and he went on to make stuff up further and say it is a false flag. Look, I get it. You're Alex Jones. You're going to do conspiracy theories. But why can't you pause for 1 second and say, guys, no violence. Don't ever do violence. If you listen to this show and you think that even with all the serious stuff we talk about that I'm ever hinting at violence, just don't do it. I don't agree with violence. You shouldn't agree with violence. Don't do it. That's all you need to do. Take a break, come back to reality, say, that's wrong. We don't align ourselves with that in any of these situations, but they never do that. They never do that because they're not smart people. You know, Alan West is not smart. Sandy Rios is not smart. Alex Jones is not smart. So they can't come back to earth for 1 second, stop with the stupid politicizing of stuff, okay, and just sticking to their guns no matter what. They have to overlook the absurdities and the grossness on their side and act as if, well, it's whatever, man. That happens sometimes. Sure. Sometimes people call and they say the KKK should lynch Obama. It is what it is. Anyway, it's the liberals' fault. Yes, blame the liberals for everything ever.